A Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor named Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Despite being written centuries ago, these words still ring true in a world full of problems, difficulties, and emotional upheaval. When our emotions take the lead, how often do we feel like we're in the middle of a hurricane with nowhere to go? The timeless teachings of the Stoics provide a refuge from the maddening speed of modern life, allowing us to gain control over our emotions and face the inevitable storms of life with poise and determination. But how can we apply these timeless lessons to the problems we face today? Eckhart Tolle is a contemporary spiritual teacher whose writings, such as A New Earth and The Power of Now, reflect the Stoic value of being fully present and serene within. In a message that is in perfect harmony with the Stoic exhortation to concentrate on what is within our power, Tolle encourages us to live in the here and now, unburdened by the burden of previous mistakes and future fears. Integrating Tolle his contemporary mindfulness with ancient Stoicism yields a potent roadmap to emotional control. Despite our powerlessness to change the world around us, both religions teach us that we have the power to create a peaceful and resilient environment within ourselves. We set out on a transforming journey by delving into these 7 Stoic principles, which are enhanced by Eckhart Tolle's teachings and which equip us to calmly and courageously face the uncertainties of life. Start with the first lesson: know what you can control. This is a basic Stoic principle. This realization lays the groundwork for emotional resilience and prepares one to gracefully and wisely embrace the inevitability of change in life. The first lesson is to know what you can control. Some storms in life are within our control, while others are completely out of our hands. The central principle of Stoicism, the duality of control, instructs us to recognize our own sphere of influence and that of others. You may not be able to prevent the rain from destroying an outdoor event, but you can choose how you react to it, whether that's with annoyance or creativity. This concept is enhanced by Eckhart Tolle's teachings. Whatever experience is most beneficial for the expansion of your consciousness will be bestowed upon you by life, he argues in The Power of Now. How can you tell if this is the right kind of training for you? Tolle stresses the importance of non-resistance to the present moment, a practice that is in line with Stoic philosophy, because this is the experience that you are currently having. Such experience that you are currently having. Think back on a moment when seemingly insurmountable obstacles, like failing to land a job, plagued you. Rather than being hopeless, both ideologies advocate viewing this as a chance for personal development. The Stoic perspective emphasizes adjusting to reality as it is, whereas Tolle advocates for being in the here and now without judgment, or letting go of the ego's fixation on the result. When these methods are combined, the duality of control becomes a means of spiritual development, in addition to a means of gaining mental clarity. We discover an inner calm that is independent of our outward environment, learn to direct our energy where it is most needed, and learn to let go into life's natural rhythms. Experiencing life. Reflect before reacting, the second lesson. Immediate responses, frequently prompted by uncontrolled emotions, predominate in today's fast-pacing society. To counter this, the Stoic technique of contemplation tells us to think things through before reacting. By pausing, we may better comprehend what sets us off and assess what would be the most beneficial next step. In A New Earth, Eckhart Tolle expands on this idea by discussing the pain body, which he calls an accumulation of old emotional pain. When this pain body gets activated, it can take over our reactions and cause us to react in an irrational way. Thus, considering the pain body is an integral part of reflection, which entails more than just taking a moment to pause. Think about what it might be like to get an important communication from a coworker. You can evaluate the situation more objectively after taking a meditative pause rather than responding defensively. Check in with yourself and ask, am I reacting to this comment or to unresolved emotions from my past? Rather than being your thoughts and emotions, be the awareness behind them, Tolle says, urging us to observe these sensations without passing judgment. Emotional intelligence is enhanced through this kind of reflective thinking. You might find that your coworker's criticism is due to stress rather than malice if you take a moment to collect yourself. This comprehension has the power to turn a possible disagreement into a chance for working together. In personal relationships, it is equally important to think before responding in order to avoid miscommunication and strengthen bonds. A foundation of considerate leadership is reflection. Respect is due to wise leaders who consider all relevant factors, including intuition and logic, before making a choice. Because they are not impulsive, but rather driven by clarity, their choices tend to ring true. Awareness is the greatest agent for change, says Tolle, and it is through the cultivation of this awareness that we are able to alter our impulsive emotions into deliberate, purposeful deeds. Step 3. Cultivate empathy. An effective strategy to restore equilibrium in a world where feelings frequently govern behavior is to train oneself to be dispassionate. The Stoics argued that dispassion is not repressing feelings, but rather developing a level head. It frees us from the burden of life's ups and downs so that we can experience it to the fullest. This notion is echoed in Eckhart Tolle's teachings. A habit of asking oneself, what's going on inside me at this moment, is something he recommends in his book, The Power of Now. Asking yourself that question will help you get started on the path to compassion. Being self-aware means being aware of your emotional triggers and learning to put some distance between yourself and your reaction. Here is where liberty dwells. Take the experience of going to the movies as an example. Feel the highs and lows, the joy and pain, the tension, and know that it's all a narrative. In a similar vein, being detached from our emotions lets us see the drama of life without becoming swept up in it. When you lose touch with inner stillness, you lose touch with yourself, Tolle says, emphasizing this disconnection. You become someone else in this world when you cut ties with your true self. In this era of information overload, compassion is more important than ever. Our attention is constantly being demanded by news, social media, and notifications, which can often trigger powerful emotional reactions. We safeguard our mental homeostasis by watching rather than responding. Enthusiasm promotes comprehension in relationships. Keeping your emotions in check can help you avoid escalating fights when they get hot. Remember not to take things personally, Tolle says. Anxieties is eased and friendships are strengthened via the cultivation of compassion when one realizes that other people's actions and words are reflections of their own reality. Dispassion does not take away the pleasures of life. In fact, it makes them stronger, since it eliminates our resistance to change and loss. Relaxing our grip on predetermined results allows us to live in the now and appreciate every second for what it is. Resonating via our connections and communities, this practice enhances personal growth while simultaneously bringing a sense of peace and clarity. The fourth lesson. Consider the long-term impact. There will be times in life when your patience, resilience, and outlook are put to the test. Everyday situations, from little annoyances like spilled coffee to bigger problems like arguments with loved ones, can bring forth a wide spectrum of emotions. The intensity of our emotions can easily overshadow our rational thinking while we're in the thick of things. It could seem like the world is ending when an important deadline is missed, a critical comment is made, or an anniversary is ignored? The answer to this perplexing question, will this matter in 5 years, can change your viewpoint and shed light on the problem. Asking ourselves this one fundamental question can take us anywhere, to the future or back to the here and now, like a mental time machine. Out of nowhere, a fight or wasted chance takes on a new perspective. In the larger scheme of things, most of the worries that seem insurmountable now will fade into oblivion. Let your mind wander to the difficulties and concerns of the past 5 years. In what ways are they relevant now? To what extent have fresh insights, experiences, and recollections eclipsed the number of these? You may feel both freed and humbled by this realization. Asking oneself this question on a frequent basis can help one prioritize their worries and differentiate between immediate problems and those with more far-reaching consequences. Even though a terrible day on the job feels like a lifetime ago, it's really just one day in the context of a lengthy career. This kind of thinking encourages perseverance. One way to deal with stress and get things done when things get tough is to keep in mind the larger picture. By not becoming stuck in the past, you may plan ahead, change with the times, and eventually find a solution to your difficulties. This question goes beyond just reducing worries. It pushes people to concentrate on what's important. Investing in relationships, personal growth, and experiences that last is crucial for making decisions and taking actions that have a lasting impact. Asking, "Will this matter in 5 years?" is a common refrain in today's fast-pacing society. A life of meaning, perspective, and tranquility can be found by following this guiding light. Asking oneself this question on a regular basis might help one gracefully handle life's ups and downs by keeping one's focus where it belongs, on what really matters. Fifthly, maintain a stoic journal. People from all walks of life and all parts of history have held journals in high regard for their ability to serve as a record of events, as well as a means of self-reflection, personal development, and insight. One distinctive technique is the Stoic journal, which places an emphasis on introspection and self-improvement. This journal serves as more than just a record of events. It provides a forum for introspection, conversation with oneself, and analysis of feelings, choices, and responses. Here, one's values and beliefs are considered in light of current events, marking the boundary between the outside world and one's inner world. Envision capping off the day by detailing not only the events, but also the reactions to them. To what extent was a certain remark upsetting? When did something ordinary cause you to suddenly feel elated? The mental patterns, mood-altering triggers, decision-making values, and habit-forming routines can be better understood by breaking down the day into its component parts. Meditations is the name given to the journal that the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius kept. Instead of planning to publish it, he used it as a personal discussion, a place to reflect on Stoic ideals and find wisdom in life's difficulties. A man's struggles with duty, emotion, and cosmic identity are portrayed in these essays. Nowadays, keeping a Stoic notebook provides the same advantages. Making time for self-reflection is more important in today's fast-pacing, information-overloaded world. An anchoring practice, a daily check-in, provides calm in the face of uncertainty. Gradually, engaging in this routine might result in significant epiphanies. Situations that generate stress continually are an example of a pattern that can arise and require either addressing the issue directly or shifting one's attitude. Particular activities, such as mindfulness or thankfulness, may also reliably improve one's mood and attitude, providing insights into one's own development. Journaling according to Stoic principles and Eckhart Tolle's ideas on mindfulness are complementary. A sort of mindfulness practice, journaling can help you find inner calm, by drawing your attention to the here and now and allowing yourself to observe your thoughts without judgment. By combining Stoic contemplation with Tolle's focus on the here and now, journaling becomes an even more profound experience that cultivates clarity and presence. Keeping a Stoic notebook encourages responsibility. Individuals take responsibility of their responses and choices when they commit to reflecting every day. Mistakes or failures in judgment are harder to disregard after a while. Rather, they are encouraged to gain knowledge, change, and develop. Stoic journaling is essentially like having a sympathetic, wise friend at your side at all times, ready to listen, reflect, and offer advice. It stands for a determination to develop one's character, learn more about oneself, and live in accordance with one's ideals and values. The sixth lesson: turn challenges into opportunities. Difficulties, both individual and planetary, abound in this world. The human existence is incomplete without its share of challenges. These difficulties aren't insurmountable, but they are opportunities waiting to happen. Even though we can't always control what happens in the world, the way we perceive and react to it is something we can influence. This is the Stoic view on hardship. Because of this change, problems are no longer seen as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "The impediment to action advances action." This remark sums up his view. What appears to be a barrier can actually be a catalyst for progress if one views it as a chance to learn and improve. This is analogous to a river running into a rock. In spite of this obstacle, the water continues flowing, eventually eroding or carving its way around the boulder. Despite first appearances, the boulder ends up changing the river's direction. Just as unexpected turns in life's journeys frequently lead to unexpected outcomes, so too do obstacles. An opportunity to retrain for a different profession, gain new skills, or launch a side business could present itself in the wake of a layoff. A broken relationship may be a stepping stone to greater self-awareness, development, and connection. Eckhart Tolle's teachings on being fully present in the here and now bolster this outlook even further. The key to finding chances in difficulties is to live in the now, no matter how bad things get. When we can separate ourselves from our ego's unpleasant resistance, we can see things more clearly, which, in turn, allows us to accept and act upon the situation. Resilience is fostered by viewing problems as opportunities. Why is this happening to me is not the right question to ask. The question, what can I take away from this, naturally arises. How can I grow as a person as a result of this? Every problem has an opportunity lurking inside it, according to this view. Obstacles can be turned into opportunities for growth, wisdom, and fulfillment when approached with a positive outlook, patience, and tenacity. Step 7. Make an effort to be grateful. Amidst the intricate web of human emotions, thankfulness shines like a golden thread, bringing moments of happiness, fulfillment, and insight into existence. Gratitude might come to you naturally, but the Stoics advocated practicing it consciously. They believed that doing so would help you stay grounded in the here and now, and give thanks for all that you have. Being grateful is more than just expressing your appreciation. It's a deep recognition of all the things and people that make life worth living. It entails finding meaning in the ordinary, growing from adversity, and savoring every second because of how quickly life passes. In The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle says, "Realize deeply that the present moment is all you have." Tolle, following in the Stoics' footsteps, stresses the significance of living in the here and now, where appreciation can emerge organically. Book. A great Stoic philosopher named Seneca once remarked, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This sums up what it means to be grateful, to be firmly planted in the here and now, and to treasure every encounter and experience. Marcus Aurelius and the other Stoics advocated taking things as they come and being happy with what one has, rather than dwelling on one's shortcomings. In A New Earth, Eckhart Tolle says something similar. Acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all abundance. The Stoics and Tolle are in agreement that being grateful for what we have right now is the key to happiness and fulfillment. Expressing gratitude helps us focus on the good things in our lives rather than dwelling on the bad. Think of the little things that make life worth living, like seeing the sun on a chilly day, hearing laughter, eating a home-cooked meal with loved ones, or even just breathing. Their beauty and importance are amplified when we pause to recognize and cherish these moments. Mindfulness and present practices are similar to what Eckhart Tolle teaches. When you are grateful, you are in the state of grace, and you are aligning yourself with the flow of life. Expressing appreciation also helps in avoiding dwelling on negative thoughts, like missing things, unfulfilled aspirations, or future uncertainty. Concentrating on the here and now fosters happiness, lessens feelings of jealousy and resentment, and improves health in general. Gratitude enhances our capacity to embrace life's imperfections, which is a fundamental principle of Stoicism. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, Marcus Aurelius said. Gratitude training helps us to intentionally pick thoughts that foster acceptance and calm. One easy way to practice thankfulness is to write down 3 things you are thankful for at the beginning or conclusion of each day. As time goes on, this practice has the power to change one's perspective, making them more open to life's blessings and more resilient when faced with difficulties. Gratitude is a strategy for the transformation of habits of mind that the Stoics advocated for in order to live a more virtue-filled life. In addition, being thankful makes connections stronger, bonds are strengthened, respect is developed, and a positive feedback loop of love and kindness is established. When one takes the time to show gratitude for acts of kindness, support, or love that one has received from others. According to Tolle's teachings in A New Earth, expressing appreciation helps create a more interconnected and loving society in which love and generosity are reciprocated. Being grateful is a nice reminder of all the good things in your life, especially in a society where it seems like everything you need is always being taken for granted. It supports living in the now, welcoming life's challenges with enthusiasm, and giving thanks no matter what. The Stoics, and Seneca in particular, frequently reminded themselves that material success and wealth cannot buy happiness, but that the key is to be happy within and make the most of what one has. A wealthy person does not have a lot of stuff, but they are content with what they have, according to Seneca. The lessons of old still have relevance in today's world, even as the clock strikes midnight. What kind of future may these Stoic principles influence? Help each other along this path of self-discovery by sharing your thoughts and stories. Maintain an inquisitive mind, a steady foundation, and a thirst for knowledge. This session delved into the ways in which Stoic philosophy and Eckhart Tolle's teachings center upon the practice of gratitude. When we make an effort to be grateful, it shifts our attention from worrying about what we don't have to being happy about what we do have. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and the other Stoics teach us that we must look within and accept reality if we are to find contentment. Tolle also stresses the importance of being grateful as a means of being in the here and now and achieving grace. We can cultivate tranquility, fortify our relationships, and enhance our general health by making an effort to be grateful. If you want to continue on your journey of self-discovery, make sure to subscribe to this channel to assure living more in the present moment. Reply with the word "now" in the comments, if this message resonated with you and if you want to continue growing in the future. Also, consider giving this video a like or sharing it with someone who might benefit from a gentle reminder to slow down in life and be more awake.